like this. She said, "Get the fuck out of my face, peasant," and just goes. And I'm dead. Are you serious? She deserves the kill? Chat. For real, bruh?
Ninja just announced that he quit Marvel Rivals a few days ago, and honestly, I do not even blame him. And he's not the only one either. My comments are flooded. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube with people saying, "I quit this game, it's way too toxic." But the community isn't the only reason people are quitting this game. There are many other reasons. Just links to an article going over the average players per month since December 2024. And it obviously has gone down, but I want to look at the reasons why, and the reasons why aren't just because the community is toxic. So I'm going to break down every single one of these reasons and give you my opinion on it, because yapping is my favorite thing to do. The first reason I'm gonna go over is the matchmaking. I see a lot of people saying they're quitting because of the matchmaking, they get horrible teammates, etc. And this is all valid, because if you didn't know this, Marvel Rivals uses something called engagement-based matchmaking. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this term, I'm gonna break it down for you in very simple terms. All of your games are rigged. The matchmaking system in Marvel Rivals purposely puts horrible teammates on your team to make you lose, or really good teammates on your team to make you win. Instead of just taking your raw skill and putting you on a team you're supposed to be on based off of your skill, it instead uses your human neurotransmitter to either give or take away dopamine, which in turn creates this toxic relationship with the game, and no matter how many times you lose, you still want to play because you get a huge boost of dopamine when you win. So when you're
No. When I lose in this game, it makes me want to throw my shit. Does that make sense? When I lose in this game, oh my god, especially as Iron Fist, when I'm doing when I'm playing my own game, you feel me? And I'm the one who's doing everything as a DPS, because even as a DPS, I would want my support, my tanks, I would want anybody but me to be MVP. I would love to be MVP, but I would love to have anybody but me, because most of the games, if I don't go off, we lose. If I do go off, we still lose. So it's like, okay, bro, I can't carry like I used to carry in the season 2. So like I'm praying for somebody to be good, and you're telling me that it's because they have what? They have freaking EOMM, the freaking engagement optimized matchmaking. That is freaking dumb, bro. The main goal of freaking engagement optimized matchmaking is to maximize player retention and engagement, which can be seen as a way to ensure more people play in potential it obviously is, because bro, I don't like companies who reword shit, you feel me, and try to be like, I know it may seem like this, but it's bro, it is. What do you mean it's not? The Marvel Rivals community is literally outing y'all, bro. Come on now.
Times you lose, you still want to play because you get a huge boost of dopamine when you win. So when I win, I don't feel any happiness, unless I get MVP or unless I go off, and I don't get those. You feel me? It's not like I get those based off of how Marvel Rivals statistically analyzes this and computes this, and no, that's not how that works. My shit just doesn't do it because I'm freaking Iron Fist, or because this game fucking hates me. You feel me? That's the only reason why. It could be it's because this game fucking hates me. You know what I'm saying? So no, this doesn't give me a boost of dopamine. In fact, it makes me want to just throw my shit away and regret throwing it later. Simple as that. Think that there should be any type of engagement-based matchmaking in a competitive game. I think if they took that out specifically for ranked and just focused on making the matchmaking better in general, a lot more people would be having fun playing the game again. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but I do think it's possible, and I do think that it needs to happen. Sure. The next point I made was about how the meta is definitely way too strong. There are multiple different ways on how to fix this, so I'm just gonna go through a few of them. The first way is when they're putting a bunch of new and different team-ups that are very strong into the game, they need to buff all of these other counters to them. The problem problem with this flying meta is that there's not many characters able to counter it anyway, and those
That's what I'm
characters usually
saying.
get banned in the game if the other team is playing flying characters.
That's
So
what I'm
every
saying.
time they buff characters to try to create a new meta and give new team ups, they need to do the same for a hard counter and buff
Yes.
a hard counter so this doesn't happen anymore. I said the same thing
Agreed.
last season when people were talking about how broken dive characters were. If supports just had a counter team up between two supports, then that would have literally solved every single dive problem. Instead, they
Yeah.
just nerfed dive characters, which obviously made a lot of DPS mains upset. And the last point I talked about was the community, which I do have a lot to say about.
Because,
Here
you
are my
know, like,
credentials.
here's the
I've played
thing. Here's the thing. I wish they didn't nerf Iron Fist, or at least I wish they didn't gut him to the fucking core. And I know I keep saying this, is just because it's like when you play, bro, and you know what you could do and you can't anymore, it sucks because you know that the person who killed you doesn't deserve that kill. You know, that squirrel girl that stood there just throwing her thing, you know what I mean? Throwing her freaking nuts. You're telling me she deserves your kill? Than me trying to wall run perfectly so nobody sees me, then double jump to another wall so I could preserve my jumps, you feel me? And then after that, going behind her, trying to hit her once so she can turn around, right? So she doesn't keep hitting my teammates, then going around her again to where now she's facing my teammates and now I'm in front of her and I'm already been hitting her, you know what I'm saying? And then I get her half health. And then after that, I get her half health. She, for some reason, goes all the way up. After she goes all the way up, she hits me once like this. She said, "Get the fuck out of my face, peasant," and just goes. And I'm dead. Are you serious? She deserves the kill? Chat. For real, bruh?
Siege, Rust, COD, basically every single game that you could ever think of that is toxic. And somehow, for some reason, Marvel Rivals still comes out on top as the most toxic game I've ever played. Which doesn't make
Wow.
sense, but I do think that there's a lot of different reasons for this. In other games, there's much harsher
I wouldn't say it's
punish-
the most toxic game I ever played. I played COD at its prime. It's not the most toxic game. I'll tell you that. No. BO3, COD will be and always will be the most toxic game ever to have lived on Earth. Lived. Yes, lived. That's the thing. And I was like, lived? I was like, yeah, I guess the game lived, you know, in a way.
I've had toxic people get on my team after I reported them and other people have also reported them a week later. This should not be happening. There needs to be harsher punishments for people who are toxic. And I do think that's a very good place to start. Also,
I feel like you being toxic to the teammates doesn't really count because you're just talking trash. Don't say you're being toxic, or don't say they're being toxic unless they are straight violating you outside of the game. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're violating you outside of what you are performing in the game that is currently going on, then, you know, yeah, that's fucking toxic. But if they don't, and they, you know, they're just like, yo, you're 5 and 10, you know, or you're 5 and 20 or whatever the fuck. They say that and you're like, you're dog shit, you're 5 and 20 or whatever. You gotta own up to that and just take it, bro. Just take it. It's a skill issue. Just take it.
game, because of how often it happens, I genuinely do not think that you should lose points if someone leaves your game. I believe that there needs to be harsher punishments for people who leave ranked games. At this point, it's a 50-50. You either get someone on your team who leaves the game or you don't. I also want to address, people are saying, oh, well, it's a competitive game. It's a video game. If you can't take it, leave. And now I want to add my own opinion. Do I think the game is dying? Do I think that everyone's going to quit Marvel Rivals? Yada, yada, yada. And the short answer is no. This game is not going anywhere. A lot of people...
I don't think people are gonna quit. Like the whole, I don't think everybody's gonna quit. I think there will be like a core community, really like a outskirt kind of community where it's not really a community, just like a group, I guess. That will definitely stay with this game. You know what I mean? Because the ones who really enjoyed it season 1, they will be here. You feel me? Because season 1 of any game is always the best for some reason. Always. Fortnite season 1, that was the funnest fucking thing. Season 2, season 3, everything, just like until they hit, at least for me, it was until they hit season 1, episode 1, 3, part 1, did whatever they do now. Like, you know what I mean? Those cuts is just like world 1, season 1, part 1, episode 1. Like, hold up.
Telling people to play Marvel Rivals. We're not seeing the biggest streamers jump on the bandwagon of the new game. Now we're...
Bro, tell me why on my feed today, like on my TV, bro, the most trending shit was a Roblox video. a Roblox video, the most trending like gaming clip. The most trending video now is like I think the video with Jubilee. I think I'm not sure, but the Roblox, bro. Crazy work, man.
Seeing how many average players are actually going to be on this game after the hype has died down. Toxic teammates aren't going to kill this game. The community isn't going to kill this game. And honestly, for me, if people are toxic and people say some outrageous thing in the game, I can just make a video about it. So I'm completely fine with it. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Are you still playing Marvel Rivals even with the toxicity, even with the matchmaking? Have you moved on to another game? Have you gone back to the game you came from? I'm genuinely curious to know your guys' opinion on all this.
It's funny because I actually came from Valorant. For me, I was plat in Valorant. Like, that was the top I've ever been. After that, my friends were like, bro, you gotta get Marvel. And I was like, Marvel? And I grew up with Marvel, so I was like, hell yeah. Well, I saw the game and I was like, this shit looks like Overwatch. Hell no. I don't like Overwatch. You feel me? So, yeah, nah. You feel me? But then I played it and I obviously loved it. And now I'm making content about it. So it's just full circle. You know what I'm saying?
And what you think of everything I said. With that being said, I'm not quitting this game. You're still going to be getting plenty of Marvel Rivals content from me. This entire video was honestly just an excuse for me to yap because you guys know I love yapping. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next.
It's going to be so fun to, like, in a few weeks, in a few months, or in a few years, whenever it takes, you know what I mean? It'll be so fun to have a community that's your own, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your own, bro. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? To be able to, like, go live and chat to people, you know what I mean? And, like, have them be interested in you. That's a blessing, man. Blessing.
Next
That's so
one.
cool.
Bye.
Let's do this right. Chat. Anyway. This was an amazing stream chat. You feel me? A great reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, this first reaction Monday to commence. And I hope next time, you know what I mean, you guys could watch with me. You know what I'm saying? We are live. We're going to be live. We're coming out with new schedules. Permanent schedules. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Make sure you guys, you know, all I'm going to say is just love yourself. Doesn't matter. The rest doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. Love yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself because you are born with yourself and you will leave with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So just that's who you got. That through your whole life, that's who you have. And it's not anybody else in your life besides you and yourself. Try to be as fulfilled as you can with yourself, because I promise you, if you show yourself a little bit of love, it will return back. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.